Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Garrett Daly, and this is my buddy Bill here. We're back at our second episode of Two Kernels and a Bucket.
Yeah, man, the man of mystery, the millennial champion. I brought some gear this week just to defend my franchise because it took a big beating last week, and I don't think it's going to have to this week, but hopefully not. How you been, man? How's the move going?
Move's going great, dude. We're moving to Tennessee in a couple months. Can you believe it? But yeah,
Wow,
it's going good, dude. I'm excited.
that's a lot. You've been here a long time,
Long time.
yeah. So I'm looking forward to episode 2, Garrett. Episode 2, yeah, right.
Episode 2, guys. Awesome.
We've All
Woo!
right. Before we get into the movie tonight, I just got a couple things I this week that were kind of pertinent in the entertainment news is James Vanderbeek and Robert Duvall passed away.
Yes.
So Robert Duvall, without saying, the man's the Godfather. It's just probably one of the best movies on the planet that it was ever made. If you have not watched that show, The Offer, watch it. It's about the making of the Godfather. It's an amazing show. So I encourage you, Garrett, if you've never seen that. James Vanderbeek, young guy, right? Obviously,
Yeah.
I thought what was kind of neat is his character from Dawson's Creek was a big Spielberg fan, right? Which we all are. We all love Steven
I mean,
Spielberg,
yeah, come on.
right? I mean, how could you not? Even the millennials like Spielberg, guys, right? He donated $25,000 to his GoFundMe page, which I thought was amazing and kind of a nice gesture to his character Dawson, who always loved. I mean, did you watch Dawson's Creek? It's a millennial show. Did you watch it?
I did not. I love how you love to point out my millennial stages, Bill. But no, I mean,
Trying to take those punches.
I grew up with a lot of siblings who watched it and loved it, with like Friends and all these other shows. But no, was really heartbroken to hear about the passing. But
Yeah, and I say millennial because you're an old soul. I'm just teasing you. Not really, but
no,
but
it's okay though.
anyway, his
I know an old timer when I'm dealing with one, especially when he's trying to work his camera and look better.
yeah, okay, okay. Thank God you're getting out of L.A. I'd come after your ass. No, I'm just kidding.
That
No,
sounds like LA.
so yeah, yeah, right. Wouldn't be too far off with all the flyers, fights, and all this crazy shit that's going on. In LA. I'm in Huntington Beach, so I don't hear any of that shit. But I do have to go into the city once in a while. So yeah, getting back to Dawson's, his character loves Spielberg so much that at the last show, which was really cool, he got a meeting with Steven Spielberg, and it ends like that. It's the way he's talking to Katie Holmes. So it's just wonderful that Steven kind of acknowledged his passing, and I just thought it was really nice. And I wanted to, I heard that, and I thought that really touched my heart a little bit. So, a couple trailers that I wanted to ask you about if you've seen
Yeah.
Spider Noir. Did you see that?
I did see Spider Noir. Believe it or not, I
That is some
did.
crazy stuff by Nick Cage, huh?
Nick Cage of all peoples, but just crazy out there. I mean, the whole thing looks. I mean, it couldn't look more Nick Cage if you wanted it to. It just looks like all
I
the
know,
fun,
right?
over the top, crazy Spider-Man universe. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, but this cool thing is it's going to be on Prime, everybody, and it's going to have two versions: a true hue and a black and white version, which is kind of neat. They'll do it in black and white and color depending on what you want to see it. So, thought that was
Oh,
really neat. I know he was supposed to play Spider Man at one time. No, I'm not Spider Man, Superman with Kevin Smith
oh, I
was
was gonna
supposed to
say
direct
what
it. I mean, we know him as the Ghost Rider, which was really
that was
horrible.
really bad.
The CGI. You talk about CGI from your favorite Ghost, 13 Ghosts. That's had some horrible CGI.
That wasn't
The
my
Ghost
favorite.
Rider.
I don't know about my
No, no,
favorite
no.
in 13 Ghosts. Trust me.
You were trashing it last week, and I agree with you. It was like some of the CGI was bad. And then the other one that I wanted to talk to you about was there's a couple. The movie that came out, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. Did you see the trailer for that?
I did not yet. I've heard about it though. I've heard
What's
about
the
it though.
guy's name? The guy's name, big comedian guy. I forgot his name, but
Um,
yeah, the guy
yeah.
that was in Galaxy Quest, and he was yeah, it looks super crazy. I'm gonna go check it out this weekend. And then I think a lot of people were talking about that Mandalorian and Grogu spot that was
Yep.
on Super Bowl. What did you think of that?
I mean, at this point, I feel like with probably, I guess I would say most Star Wars fans, old and young, you're just feeling just kind of like, eh.
This
It's
is
like
kind of where
a
we agree on a
TV
lot of
movie
things.
in theaters.
Yeah, right?
Ooh.
This is something that we both can agree on, right?
Yeah.
Even as different generations here. I did see, I mean, the spot, if no one saw it, was him and Grogu being pulled by Tauntauns.
Mhm.
It's kind of like a play on Budweiser, the horses.
The
It
Clydesdale
just
horses, yeah.
the Clydesdale. It didn't work to me at all. It looked terrible to me. So, and I love Grogu and Mando. I think they're really cool.
Yeah.
But I think, like you said, I think Star Wars has outphased its own self, even though John Favreau's directing this and it has some potential, but then they released a new spot the other day. So that I think they're just trying to like, you didn't see that. It's another one.
You might
We have a
not you might have seen that, but you didn't see this. Just wait.
yeah, and it wasn't that it was okay, but it was like, okay.
Yeah,
Like
it's whatever.
Star Wars is pretty much done. I'm sorry.
It is,
Even though Kathleen
unfortunately.
Kennedy, it's done. And then before we get into it, I wanted to talk about Mike Flanagan. I know we're big fans of Mike Flanagan.
Oh, yeah.
We we disagree on a couple things. Like we both agree that the Haunted Hill House one's on Netflix, and the other one after that was that wasn't any good. But you liked all his other stuff. You liked the Midnight Mass, and you liked all that stuff that he's done on Netflix.
You know, I did. I've liked most of Mike Flanagan's stuff. I mean, look, Midnight Mass I really enjoyed. I mean, I had my issues with it, like a couple of his other projects, but overall, I would say, yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of Mike Flanagan. And I mean, God, the man's doing The Exorcist at some point, which
He is doing The
I'm just like,
Exorcist.
oh, I cannot wait for that.
He is doing The Exorcist after that travesty that was released a couple years ago.
Oh,
It was horrible.
God.
You got us all in to see that early. So
Great. We're all into a pre-screening, and the best thing we said afterwards is, hey, at least we didn't pay for it.
that is true. He also did the TV series Carrie that's coming out on Prime, which I don't think they really need to do Carrie again, do they? I
No,
mean, we've Carrie's been done already by Brian De Palma, already good. Now that you got to turn everything into a series, stop already. You know. Um, and then I really liked Doctor Sleep. A lot of people didn't like the sequel to The Shining, and he went back and he put the house back in from Shining, and he put, Jack Torrance back into it. I love. Did you see Doctor Sleep?
I really love Doctor Sleep.
Oh, I was gonna say, I was
Oh,
like,
no,
you've
I
not.
really enjoyed
I
Doctor Sleep.
love that.
I didn't have super high expectations. I thought sequel to The Shining, Kubrick, classic. Mike Flanagan really surprised me with that one. I was like, okay,
I
this guy,
I
I
was
trust this guy.
yeah, I was very surprised by it too, and very just excited and overall like flabbergasted by how well of a job he did. It's amazing, great work. And then he did a movie over the summer, Life of Chuck. Did you see that?
I haven't seen it, but I heard good things.
It's not that
Oh,
good,
I
dude.
guess maybe
Great
not that good
acting.
things from you.
Yeah, it rips off what is the Big Fish? It takes the element of Big Fish and kind of puts it in there.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to tell you what that part is, but it's like, no, don't do this. And it's really good acting, and it's got some really cool visuals, and it's got some really good ideas, but there's just too much. I think there's too much dancing in it. Believe it or not, the character's a dancer, and I'm like, okay, now you're boring me. So I was really shocked. Everybody was calling that the next Shawshank and Stand By Me. They were calling it, and I'm like, not even close. Not even close. Even though these were other Stephen King properties, but again, Mike Flanagan's a great director, and we do look forward to seeing The Exorcist. So, with that said, it is my pick of the week for our retrospective, and we are going to be talking about the 1985 classic comedy horror film House.
Yes, we
And
are.
I love this movie. A couple things about it, real quick, is I always like to talk budget, and this is the 80s, so we're talking the 80s. $3 million budget, and it made almost $19.5 million. So almost $20 million for that period of time. At inflation and stuff, it would have been a successful movie nowadays. It's a little silly at times, but I consider this kind of hand in hand with Beetlejuice a little bit, right?
Oh,
Even though they're
very
two
much
different
tonally.
plots.
It's
Yeah,
very tonally. Even though it came before Beetlejuice, you can feel the tones there.
yeah, yeah, definitely. You can feel like the kind of the inspiration. This one has a lot of Friday the 13th people involved in this movie. Sean Cunningham produced it. Steve Miner directed part 2 and part 3 of Friday the 13th. And then it has Kane Hodder did the stunt coordinating in it. He was Jason and was it 7, 8, 9, 10? It's just outrageous. Um, so yeah, a story by Fred Decker and Ethan Wiley. Um, Ethan Wiley was a little bit about him. He was a creature crew guy for like Return of the Jedi and Gremlins. So you can see where they used some of that visual effects on him. And this was originally um, going to be a like a part of an anthology that he was writing with Shane Black and a bunch of other people, and it was an original horror movie. And it was supposed to be like the Twilight Zone. So yeah, no, I'm excited. Also, Harry Manfredini did the music for Friday the 13th. So we're going to talk about House. You can go ahead
We
talk. I'm
certainly
sorry.
are,
I'm
and
talking.
we've also forgot to mention one name there, and forgive me if I'm blank on his name. The gentleman who did the special effects makeup in Part 7, Carl Baker or
Beekler. Beekler.
Beekler did the special effects, especially on Big Ben, which looks you can be very similar Jason-esque, is right there.
Oh, very cool. And did
Mhm.
you know that Big Ben, the character Big Ben, who plays the villain in the movie, is played by Richard Mall, but he is never in the costume at all. That is played by a tennis pro. So, yeah, Richard Mall, as that big tall guy in Night Court, he played Ben. Kind of the summarize it.
If you wanna do the quick summary, Bill, you go right for it, buddy.
Sure, it
It
is.
is your
The
pick.
story is a Yeah, the story is, first of all, it was put out by Roger Corman's company, New World. They made some really classic, just in your face B movies that were great. I don't consider this a B movie. I think there's a lot of artwork that went into this, a lot of work. Also, I heard a remake's in the works too.
Don't say
I'm
that. Don't
excited
say
about
that
that
now.
because Cunningham. Yeah. So anyway, uh, yeah, this is a story about a Stephen King type writer who is living at his aunt's house, and his little boy goes missing. He disappears somewhere in the pool, and they can't find him. He's struggling to write this autobiography. Sorry.
Uh,
So yeah, he's trying to write this story about himself and about his experience with Vietnam. And this guy Richard Mall, who is played by who's they calls Big Ben, is dying, and the Viet Cong are going after him. And he asked Roger Cobb, the lead actor, to kill him so he won't be tortured. Ultimately, the character Roger Cobb can't kill his friend, and he ends up leaving him, and he's eventually tortured by the Viet Cong. And he takes revenge on Roger Cobb later in life by taking his son to this oddly world place that kind of resembles Vietnam, and it's got all these creatures and stuff. But yeah, that's basically the story. So he's got to figure out where his son is, and there's these paintings all in the house that are really cool paintings, right? That give him a directional like map as to where his son is. And it's really cool because it kind of sets up what's going to happen later in the movie. Like you'll see like these tools in the air. His son is like on a glass mirror, and that's where he finds out where to go to get his son. So yeah, the actor who played Roger Cobb is William Catt. Who do you remember? Greatest American Hero.
I saw it so long ago when I was a kid, but I kinda remember
Yeah, it
snippets
was
of
a
it, seeing it.
It's like, believe it or not, I'm walking on air. That was like
Yeah.
the theme song. Yeah. So he plays it. He plays Roger Cobb. Nice guy, by the way. I did get to meet him one time. So yeah, this also, before we get started, has a Cheers tie-in because George Wett plays the crazy neighbor that lives next door. That's kind of a pain in the ass. And in part two, John Ratzenberger plays sort of the same character in part two, which is horrible. We'll talk about that later. Um, um,
Well, really, I just wanna say, like, this is just a fun film if you have not seen it, because it like what Bill said, it's really a work of art because, like, it's not yeah, there's the goofy comedy and the spooks, but there's kinda like this just cool deeper message about, like, PTSD and soldiers dealing with that and trying to overcome PTSD. As I was rewatching, I was like, "Wow, this is really impactful for a 1980s spooky Beetlejuice movie to come out," and it's like, it's really well done, really well
It
made.
is. It is. There's some couple funny parts in it that remember there was Mr. Parker, the real estate guy in the beginning. He's like, he's trying to get Roger Cobb to sell the house after his aunt dies. but he shoots the spear gun like inches from his face, remember? And he goes, "Oops, I'd beat the hell out of that guy. I would beat the hell out of that guy." Shot a like spear gun. Like imagine me just like, "Hey, oops, Garrett, boom. Oh, I'm sorry, I almost
Oops.
killed you and your family."
You still want the
It's
home
like,
bill?
yeah, it's like what? Yeah, so the house is in Monrovia where they shot it. It's a really cool, beautiful, well done house. It's really like got this Victorian look to it.
Oh,
The ant. Did you want to talk about the ant there?
the ant?
Hangs herself in the beginning from that delivery boy comes in or whatever.
Oh, yeah. No, I love that scene and just that actress, well, I'm blanking on her name, but I just remember because she was in the movie Jaws 2. She had a little clip smart there too. Oh,
Yeah,
I just said that.
it's very it's very weird how it she comes in the frame when the delivery boy is delivering the groceries in the beginning. And the way they frame the shot is you see him walking towards the screen and then you see her like literally like dangling from a noose, like it just pulls right in the scene. It's fantastic. It's a great way to open the movie, you know?
It's a great way, and there's just so many great little scenes like that throughout the movie where it's like even little jump scares like, "Oh, that actually got me." Especially the one with the ex-wife and she goes down to pick up the shotgun shell and pops up and it's like, "Whoa, that was actually well done."
Yeah, yeah, that is probably one of the best. And then they show that creature's kids. Remember they show the kids. It's kind of a cartoony look with the
Yeah,
kids grabbing the neighbor kid that he's babysitting and pulling him up through fire fire up the fireplace
the
thing or whatever.
the
The
yeah,
flume or whatever. Yeah.
yeah.
That is probably one of the eeriest scenes. That's where they you could see the comedy that was pushed in it in the script. It was push this comedy, push this, push that. Because I would have loved to seen what it would look like as just an R-rated haunted house movie,
Well, that's
right?
what they originally wanted to do. Like, the original I
Yeah.
believe it was Fred Dekker, and it was some one of the other
Yes.
script writers who added all the comedy, but even
Yep.
though I
Ethan Wiley.
Ethan Wilde and it's like, I would have loved to have just seen the darker not like I need everything to be
Right?
dark and bleak, but, like, I just wanna see, like, a darker version of, like, what could like, yeah, this is a lot of cool concepts, and it's just like, maybe a little bit more here, a little bit more here. Maybe they felt like it was getting a little too Evil Dead, so I don't know. Maybe they were trying to parry off that too.
Yeah. Yeah. But, this had some really good practical effects. You talked about the I don't know what it is. I guess you the demon lady.
Demon ex-wife,
You think
something.
it's his wife, and she bends down, she comes up as his I saw no lie, when I was a young God, how old was I? I was 15, right? Fangora comes out, and it's on the cover of Fangora, and I was so excited. See, I was with my friends, and I'm like, "God, I can't wait to see this movie because that face was just an amazing." It was like the only way to describe it, it looked a little bit like Slimer a little bit, the way it was folded skin, but it was really a demon face. It was really well done. So yeah, this was an R-rated flick, even though they pushed the comedy in it. And if it would have came out today, I think it would have been PG-13.
Oh, 100% would have been
Yeah.
PG-13, no question.
You agree with that?
Oh,
Yeah. I'm thinking that it went R-rated just because of the language, you know? There was a couple of times where they used a couple of different languages and stuff.
it wasn't, it was just the times. I think everything, especially with horror movies being such a boom there, and parents were like, "Ah, these are horrible." It was like you almost had to throw an R rating on there to, like, shut people up.
Yeah, and you're right, especially in the '80s. Yeah, it was a lot different time. I mean, it was, like, stupid, right? That's why I'm thinking when we were talking about your film Terrifier, that could have been X-rated when it came out. I mean, I think that more would have been and it would have been NC-17. It
100%,
would have. I
1,000.
really so, okay, so this has got some couple pushy neighbors in it, right? That I thought were just George Wett, who invites himself over all the time with beer and just walks in the door. He's great in the role because when they go through that closet scene, that's pretty neat.
Oh, the closet scene with the monster jumping out?
Yeah, so he's got all these sort of set it up. He something attacks him in the closet, so he buys every this is where the comedy comes in, pushing it hard. He buys every camera on the planet, including like a 110. He's got them all lined up. I always thought it
He's
was
got
like
the whole line of '80s cameras lined up to catch this one little monster.
and it's always there's like over 50 cameras he's got set up on tripod. He spent like thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars. No, George
It's a pretty big monster though. It's not it's a pretty big monster. It's coming out and grabbing him. So, yeah, I mean it was pretty scary, but kind of a little overdone it, but that they were pushing the comedy on that, right? So yeah, they got the pushy neighbor and the hot neighbor who says, "Hey, I know when a man wants to work and he's burying that body, he's cutting it up. You know what I mean? He's just killed that demon." And she comes over and she's like, "Hey, let me know when you want to play." And then she brings her kid over with the big ears, which is, I think, the director's son, who has the hand that he dug that was dug up from the backyard on its back. Remember
It's
that?
so great. It's so great. Little like there's just so many winks and nods to other horror flicks of the times of Evil Dead and whatnot. It's like you got the hand and all
Yeah,
this. It's just
it
great.
definitely is. But you agree that that huge hand that he cut off, and he grabs it by his mouth and he's like holding it like this, which is a great scene because it's not scary. It's more like fun haunted
Yeah,
house scary.
it's goofy.
And then he drops it in the toilet, and the toilet flushes it with no problem. This thing is huge. That always like why that irritated the hell out of me. I'm like that would never happen. But it's great on film though, right? It's great on
Oh
film.
my god, it's just comedy gold fun, and, like, the people that made this just had a blast, and that's what I love about flicks like this, where you can tell the people behind the scenes are just loving what they're doing. They're just like, "Let's just put the goofiest shit in there, and who cares?"
Right? It's a fun movie. If no one's seen it, it's a fun
Yes, if you
movie.
have not seen it, please go see it. It's just a blast.
This also has a scene in it. They show a clip of Don't Look in the Basement. Now, this movie is really outdated, guys. I'm not saying go watch this movie. I saw this movie in a drive-in, old lady missing her tongue. It just scared the hell out of me when I was like 5 and 6. I saw it. So I had those kind of parents that took me to everything, which is great. I know my mom was totally against it all the time, but my dad was like, "Yeah, let's go. Let's go."
I mean, that you had those awesome parent I mean, I think we all had those awesome parents, and same thing with my dad, we watched all the R-rated war movies growing up and all this, and it was great, especially when the ones your mom doesn't want you to watch and your dad rents them from Blockbuster anyway. Those are the best.
Yeah. Yeah, it's you can't get those core memories back,
No.
right? I mean, like, I remember seeing The Rescuers with my mom, and it's just like, that's just a core memory, and there's different things that you just especially movies, like Grease was a big one for me. I loved Grease. Okay, so let's talk about the paintings a little bit, right? That are all scattered throughout the house that kinda giving him, like a treasure map to find his son, right? They have the one that has the old lady looking at the clock. It says 12 o'clock, and it's got a rag over it. And at the end, he figures when it hits midnight, shit's hitting the fan. He flips the rag over and sees his son like in the glass cabinet in his bathroom. So he knows that's the portal to go find his son, which is super cool. And when he does, he kind of goes, brings him back, which to be honest with you, it was supposed to end. The original ending was Cobb coming out of the pool with his son. He fights off like a monster from the son, kills the monster, gets his son, movie's over. But then they're thinking, producers, I mean, it would have been a horrible ending. The producer saying, you need to get Big Ben in there. Big Ben's the villain. He's got to come back and he's got to know that Big Ben is responsible for taking his son and causing this whole bullshit in the house. Right?
Well, I'm so glad they went, and I hope whoever that was got a raise because that would have been a terrible ending of just, "Hey, you went through all this, quick evil monster shows up, battle." No, that would have been lame.
It would have been really lame,
No.
right? Yeah, it wouldn't have worked. But I like the idea that you see like different the paintings. The paintings were actually on sale about 20 years ago online. And I'm like, they were like $200. They were selling the
$200?
they were selling the actual paintings from the movie house.
Not
The actual
$2,000, 200.
$200. Yep. The same time when I bought my Elm Street glove and I bought that for 250, you know? Yeah. It was it was like $200, dude. And
Oh,
I'm like, I could kill
dude.
myself. Yeah, it could kill myself for not getting that. That would have been awesome. But the paintings are really cool because one has with a bunch of tools, and that then they end up, coming out of the garage and chasing him around, like, and so forth. So that's some cool stuff that goes on with that. Um, I don't think there's a painting of Big Ben. Obviously, they want to kind of hold that for the ending, but there's all these little nods of what what's going to happen. The one big thing I didn't like about it, and they talk about it in the beginning when he shoots the spear gun at at Roger Cobb, the real estate guy, is that his uncle was a big fisherman, and then you see this big marlin come to life. I hated that scene. I'm like, I don't that to me that was just dumbed down that comedy right there. That was just stupid. I just think it was another thing to like, we need another
We
gimmick.
need
We need
another
another.
gag. Something has to happen. It has to be funny. It's like, yeah, I mean, that was definitely agree with one of my dislikes, but which again we can get into a little bit later. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. The big face demon kids that were dragging the kid up the flume, that's pretty neat because the way they shoot it is they don't show too much. They show you 1 or 2 seconds of their face and then that's it. Right. Let's see. I think there's a cool scene when he's cutting the damn demon up out back and
yes,
they're playing this really cool music and they're like, it's like this 50s type 60s
I
music.
loved it. It's whoever did the music. It was great.
It was great, right? It had some great choices. Dedicated to the one you love. Dedicated to the one you
He-
love. And they're playing these, and they show him pick up the axe, and you can see William Cat go, he scoffs. His look, his smear of his face, it's just brilliance. That's why I'm saying that I don't want to recast this role because I thought William Cat did a great job as Roger Cobb. He just had
he was
what it
great.
needed. Yeah, he just had what it needed. But he like he smirks with that axe in hand, and you know he's just gonna cut it up, cut this big because the bag is coming back to life. You know, I thought that was brilliant. I loved it.
No, he was great. He just has that like natural energy, average guy, but then you have the top. He was a former soldier, and he's dealing with all this other stuff. Like it's just great. He was great.
Yeah, yeah. Good point. Good point. He was a soldier, so he doesn't violence doesn't
It doesn't
you
affect
know
him.
doesn't affect him at all. Yeah.
Well, I definitely one
Go ahead.
thing
Sorry.
I would love to say about this film, which I don't know if too many horror films do it overall, was one of my favorite things about, is this that the ghosts appear during the day. And it's not just your average ghosts only show up at night in the haunted house shtick. It's like, oh, he gets attacked during the day. And maybe you can remind me, but I don't know if too many other films have done that where that happens, where it's or is it mostly just set at night? I think that's why
No,
this
it's
film
it's a
stands
good
on its
point. That's
own.
a really good point. Like Beetlejuice would be the only one that I would think that tonally wise during the day. But you're right. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point.
Yeah,
Is
so folks, if you want to make any comments in the comment sections and let us know horror films where scary shit happens also during the day, please let us know. Because there's only a few I could think of, especially in that time period.
definitely. So there's 2 portals from the movie in the closet that comes back out through the pole, right? You have to go in through the closet and the exits through the pole. So if the kid was taken from the pole, wouldn't he come back through the closet? That's like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Or if was he but apparently he was taken in the pool based on some of the flashback scenes that the kids disappearing,
Well, I think
with the
they were
cops.
trying to, again, this movie takes from so many other movies. I think they were trying to go a little poltergeist there, where it was like, oh, she gets kidnapped, but you have the other evil forces that are also trying to keep her there. Is
Yeah, and
that's
do you
what
think
I've always kind of interpreted it from.
now do you think Big Ben has like I'm trying to get the mythology of this movie because it really is missing a little bit of stuff. Like you said, I agree with what you said last time. Sometimes it's not good to know the whole mythology, kind of you want to fill in the blanks with what your imagination is, right? But I also wanted to know like did Big Ben like curse the house? Like how did he take over the whole house? Because basically everything that's happening is because of Big Ben.
Oh,
Or is it that the
100%.
house is crazy and he's just part of it,
I mean, I just interpreted it that it was Big Ben who's also controlling the other demon ghost things in the house,
right?
and
Right?
then I'm assuming killed the aunt. I think most, made her kill herself. That's what my interpretation was of Big Ben, or I'm just gonna stick to that's what was going on. It was all Big Ben.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. I was just wanted to have your take on that because it does, it's definitely Evil Dead reminiscent. After it's 12 o'clock, he pulls the cloth and sees his kid in the glass, realizing he's got to go through again another portal. Right, the kid's gone through the cabinet now in the bathroom, so it's all over the place. So the kid he sees the kid goes through the portal and like opens the window outside, and there's a really cool scene of him looking outside, and there's nothing there but shutters, right? And then goes back in, and it's like, holy shit, we're in Evil Dead world, right? All black, hands grab him. He goes in, and then there's this really, what did you think of that really cool monster that kind of has the skull with wings? That is definitely Evil Deadish. That kind of grabs his gun and shoots the rope, and he falls. He falls.
I loved it. I mean, I loved all the creature effects in this thing.
Yeah,
It's similar for me as like with The Thing, John Carpenter's, which we'll get to eventually down the road. But
sure.
no, it's like I loved all the creature effects. I loved probably I would say, yeah, was the ex-wife bloated demon. I don't know why, I just love that look, the
Oh, it's
creepiness
great,
of
right?
it. That was my favorite. But it's just so good, man. It's just great.
Yeah.
God, great creature effects.
Yeah, definitely. I do think at the end when he gets his son, he comes back to the house, opens up the door, and then we're like, okay, we're Big Ben's here. We finally get to see Big Ben in soldier outfit. So it's probably one of the best makeups I've seen in the 80s of a zombie. Just him like decrepit and old and just like, I mean, you see him like squinch his hands, you hear the bones crack and the skin stretch. Just so well done. There's a scene where Roger goes out the window and you see like a matte painting, like he's dangling. The house is off the edge of a cliff. You can see with like some of the guy who's did, Ethan Wiley, who did like Return of the Jedi effects. You can see where he's putting his influence in there, where they're going to do a matte painting. So that was kind of like, do we need to see that? But it looked cool. You know what I mean? Kind of playing surreal to his mind. And then there's a cool scene, and it's very brief because I think the puppet took, what is it? The puppet took over 10 people to operate. It was this intricate puppet of Big Ben. You see him circle and go through the window real quick with the gun. Remember that
Yeah.
at the end? So you only see that like for a couple seconds. I wanted to see more of that, right? And then he ends up taking Big Ben and throws him off the cliff or whatever. He grabs his belt and he grabs him, throws him over the cliff, and then realizes that the ultimate ending is to kill Ben. He has to say, I'm not afraid of you anymore. Takes the grenade, shoves the grenade into his kind of up his rib cage, and then the house, and then he blows up, and then he sets his house on fire, which I never understood.
I mean,
Why would
I
he?
would have
Why would he
torched
catch his
that
house on fire?
fucking place after the first ghost, Bill. I think after the first time seeing dead ant hang from the rafters, I'm like, this place is going up in fire.
I can get your point. I'd want to blow the pitch up too after that. That's a good point. That's a really good point. Getting back to the elaborate puppet measuring 18 feet, better seen in the crashing window scene for like 2 seconds. 15 people to operate it.
Damn.
So that's like we're talking creep show type stuff, with the monster outside the window in the beginning.
Now you'll be happy, Bill, with a little AI, it'll only take 15 seconds.
You know what? I don't know how I feel like AI replacing practical effects
Oh, no,
though.
I tease, but no, oh
No,
god.
I can't.
It's not gonna be
I
the same. I already don't
I'm
like CGI in horror movies, but that's a whole other discussion.
Yeah, well we can have a whole we can talk about that all day. Yeah, so that's House. Any thoughts? One of those movies that I'll watch every time it's on, even though I've seen it, no lie, probably about 50 times. I love this movie. Great artwork for the poster. It's his finger pushing the doorbell,
So
and it says
simple.
"Ding dong, you're dead." Right? So simple. And it said you're cordially invited. No, it's just it's monsters. It's haunted house. It's comedy. Just fun. Just a fun movie.
I
Go
would
ahead. What were you
definitely
going to say
agree.
about?
I would say, I mean, especially because I saw it once, probably like 10 years ago for the first time, and I enjoyed it, but rewatching it again was just made me realize, yeah, it's really in terms of just as like ghost stories go, it really is just one of my favorite ghost story movies. Like I really might put it's in my top 5, possibly even top 3 ghost stories.
Oh wow, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's up there, man. It's great.
Oh wow. So so let me ask you a question. Nowadays, if that movie came out, what do you think it would do? How do you think it would fit in the marketplace?
I with today's audience is hard because there's just especially with the horror community, it's interesting because there's just a lot more, I would say, want more of the grim, darker horror movie than,
Yeah.
like, comedic horror. So, I don't it's hard to say what it would go with this in generation.
Yeah, see, I saw Beetlejuice 2, and I didn't like it as much, obviously, as the first one. It just it lost me.
Yeah,
It
it
lost me.
wasn't good.
No, it's a couple good parts, but no, it wasn't good at all. And it did well in the box office. I think, yeah, I would love to see what how that would survive in today's climate. House. Yeah. So, any other thoughts on House?
I would say no, not too much. It's a classic. It's fun. If you I mean, I'm sure we've already spoiled the whole damn movie, folks, so sorry.
All right, you shouldn't be watching this if you
Spoiler
have never
warning.
seen
Spoiler
House.
warning right at the end here.
But see, here's the thing: is sometimes people love to know a little bit about it because, like, oh, I would never touch that movie because I think it was a straight up horror movie. It's not. It's a horror comedy, and I'm not a big horror comedy guy either. But yeah, this has the level of comedy that it needs. Maybe a little bit too much here and there, but it works.
Oh, totally
It's got.
works. It's
I
a
would say it's got. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, you were gonna say?
I would say it's got more horror than it does comedy.
Yeah.
Would you say it's half and half?
Yeah, I guess I would say it edges out slightly. I would still consider it horror comedy. It's not full Army
Yeah.
of Darkness where it's just comedy. I would put it, yeah, maybe similar level to Evil Dead 2. It's that nice little balance of horror and comedy for me.
Now that's a good point. Evil Dead and House do have similarities when it comes to comedy and horror.
Evil Dead 2.
Yeah, and Evil Dead 3 even more. But
That's
that
just
that goes
straight
that
comedy.
gets silly. Yeah, that goes that gets silly. But it's still fun, right? Okay. With that said, let's talk about obviously there were 3 sequels to this movie. The second one being which the house is also downtown and the house is downtown LA, which is crazy. I was taking the metro one day and I looked to my left and I'm like, that's the house from House. It's this like Aztec looking house. It's pretty crazy. Right in the middle of downtown LA. So crazy. Like right near the subway too. It was like weird, right? But this starred another Cheers alumni, John Ratzenberg, who was also in Motel Hell. He plays one of the guys killed in the bikers. Um, so yeah, it's the house has got like this Aztec vibe. Real quick, I'm not going to delve into too much about it. Did you see House 2?
I have not seen it. I've seen clips of it, and
Don't.
I'm kind of
You don't
like,
need to see it.
I'm
You
glad
don't
I don't
need to
need to
see
see
it.
this.
Don't need to see it. You think it's silly as the guy in the first one. This one takes it. This one has some really cool spots. Basically, the thing is, this old gunslinger is going against a villain, and he's after this crystal skull, right? And his grandfather's buried with the crystal skull. So the
Okay.
guy unburies his grandfather, and he brings the father back, and the villain's still after him. But it's got like this worm dog and all. It's dude, not good choices at all for a sequel. I think what they were trying to do with it, sort of what they were doing with Halloween 3, but it did not work because Halloween 3 became a classic later on. Is like, let's do a different story because it was called House 2, the second story. No, no, everybody wants to see Roger Cobb. Nobody wants to see a new story, right?
No, especially when you have the one main character who makes the movie who eventually gets brought back in part 4, I believe it was, for
Yeah,
like 10
straight to
seconds.
video.
For
Yep.
like 10 seconds.
Yep. Yeah. So, okay, so you don't need to see House 2.
You don't need to see any of
If
the
you
sequels, guys, really. It's a
just watch
horror
House.
sequel is what you'd expect. No, just watch the first one.
House 2, I'd say out of the other 2 sequels, House 2 is better than the other 2. And I saw House 2 in the movies. I saw House 3 in the movies too. Yeah, right. So House 2 is a comedy more like not than a horror. It does have its fun parts in it. It's well acted, it had some cool effects, but other than that, don't see it. House 3 in US theatrical release, it was called The Horror Show. And it was about this executed serial killer who comes back through electricity, right? They renamed it The Horror Show, but in the US theatrical version, but in foreign they named it House 3. I think is because MGM owned the rights to it or something like that, and they were going to do whatever the hell they wanted. It didn't work. And then, did you see House 3?
I saw pieces and clips of House 3 and the great actor who's in it, God, my
Or
blanking.
yeah,
Lance, is it Lance Henderson?
no, not Lance Henderson. It's the guy who he's got that
He
weird
was in Aliens, come on. That guy.
oh, the guy that played the detective. Yeah, the
Yeah.
guy that played the android from Aliens.
Mhm.
Yeah, that dude, right? Yeah. The killer from who plays one of those character actor killers. I'll put the name in it right here. This guy played the killer. Okay. So
William
we
Bergman.
also yeah, William Bergman played the serial killer. That would be Garrett Daly. He's going to be the new serial killer from Tennessee. So people look out.
I don't know. There's more serial killers in New Jersey, so we'll see.
Oh shit! Pretty far from New Jersey. From originally from Maryland. So
Oh, Maryland, sorry.
you always think I'm from New Jersey.
It's supposed to be you hang out with all these old timers, the memory kind of wipes over on you a little bit. You're like, oh,
Yeah, that's right. If it wasn't for us old timers, you young timers weren't learning a damn thing. Just remember that.
yeah, it's just how we
Okay,
do things
so
better.
you guys are a lot quicker than us. I'll tell you that. Sexually. All right. Anyway, back to House.
Back to
House
house,
4.
folks. We're going back in the house.
Back to the Man of Mystery, right? Back to House 4. It was a straight to video release. They completely screw with the plot of this movie. They brought William Cat back
Oh,
as Roger Cobb.
yeah.
He inherits his father's house. Everybody thinks it's his aunt's house. But that one burned to the ground if you saw the ending of House. So it probably burned. So they bring him back only to kill him in a car accident shortly after the movie
Oh,
starts.
God, yeah.
This was horrible. This was like watching a movie, and I compare it to, I think it was 84 movie called Best Defense. It starred Dudley Moore and had 5 minutes of Eddie Murphy in it. And they billed Eddie Murphy as their star on the poster with Dudley Moore. It's called Best Defense. And that's when he was hot off Beverly Hills Cop. I think he probably committed to it. But yeah, they do this shit all the time. They're like, hey, come on, see it. Look, we got rid of him. We don't need him anymore. It's like, what? It's like, dude, it's like getting rid of the shag wagon from Dumb and Dumber 2. Like they trash it, they get in an accident and it's gone. It's like, what?
No, they give
Why
you
would
that
you do
thing
that?
just to sell you to get you into the seat, to pay for the ticket, and then they take it away.
Right.
It's really just a marketing ploy if you think about it.
Right. All right. Yeah. I mean, like, and then the story in House 4 is about his wife and kid or whatever, some bullshit. The funny thing I learned about that is the interiors for House 4 were used for Wes Craven's People Under the Stairs, which I thought was kind of neat.
Oh,
Yeah. So they use those. They screw whenever they want you to. I think it's called Redcon when they let's just change this. This never happened. You're going to know this now. They did it with Halloween. Remember? Let's bring Jamie Lee Curtis never died. She's back in Halloween, and Halloween's a separate story
oh, they
because
do it all the time.
don't
Oh, Freddy can come into the real world now. Wait a minute.
I
You didn't
hate.
establish that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the mythology's a little funky, but to bring a character back that's already dead is just you're redconning it. You're like, now you're going to believe this. Jamie Lee Curtis did not get her head cut off in what H2O or whatever the hell it was. Ice cream bullshit all day. Hate it, especially as a writer. Yeah. So yeah. What else do I got to say?
You just
Yeah.
hate
What else you
everything,
got?
Bill. It happens with age.
Well, you'll see one day where you'll start hating things.
No, I get it. I'm almost there. I'm like three-quarters there.
How old are you?
I'm third. I'll be 34 in June.
God, man. Diapers out of diapers yet?
No,
Or
you're just seeing the baby face finally melt away here.
there we go. Man of Mystery, right? Man of
Right.
Mystery, Garrett Daly. Yeah, House is one of those movies I just completely love. I hate everything that came after it. It's one of those movies that really just stick around and just like a love letter to comedy horror. I love everything about it. It's like The Shawshank. Anytime it comes on, I'm digging it. So
Yeah, you're gonna watch it. You're gonna dig it, and it is. It's one of those things where just so many of the horror movies, sequels, just go to shit. Unlike Friday the 13th, which even you could agree got better or got more iconic by introducing another character.
What other character? What are you talking about?
Jason.
Oh, you mean so like Betsy Palm, the mother into
Oh,
Jason?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, because if you think about it,
yeah,
it's like, I
yeah.
enjoyed the first Friday the 13th, but once Jason kinda gets introduced, it actually does get better or more entertaining, I will say that.
It does, and it's funny what Tom Savini says. You know, he's the one that came up with the endings that suggested have him jump out of the lake at the end, sort of because he had saw what was it, and Carrie's hand comes out of the grave at the end, and he's like, "You should have a shocker like that," and it works. It does work. It's fun. They got that instrumental music, and then he comes out, and then yeah, Jason's alive. You know, in part two. I don't know. To me, 1 through 4 are mine. Everything else, 1 through 4 are Friday the 13th to me. I'll take the remake too. I thought the remake was done well. You know.
Yeah, no, it had aspects. I really loved part 3. I mean, for me,
Oh yeah,
minus the shitty gimmick of the times. But no, I
yeah,
really enjoyed part 3. But
yeah. That's super good.
I know. But Friday, we can get on to another discussion sometime,
Yeah,
folks. A
yeah.
discussing
We had
Friday.
them this year. We had a lot of Friday the 13th, which is really neat. We
A
just passed one this
shit
past
ton of
weekend.
Friday the 13th coming up, folks. It was a
Yeah,
that
yeah,
franchise we will happily get more into.
yeah. Absolutely. So I wanted to let everybody know this is an entertainment podcast, right? We're not just doing horror movies. We're going to do all kinds of different things. And yeah, we're looking forward to bringing you more and watch Garrett as he moves. We're going to watch him actually get in the move truck and drive away. We're going to do a podcast on that. And then I'm going to fire a rocket at his vehicle and then goodbye, Garrett, because he's, you know, these young people, we don't need much more.
Yep, I'm
Kid.
gonna wave to Bill out the window. I'm gonna give him a thumbs up. It's gonna be like an '80s freeze frame.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be a thumbs up, right?
Oh, some really sappy music will be playing in the background for
Yeah,
nostalgic folks. But
absolutely.
no, no.
No, it's going to be great. So yeah, you have anything else you want to say before we kick this bad boy off? Done?
All right, folks, you know what? Thank you for tuning in to who's ever listening. We really want to get things going. Like Bill said, we're not going to just talk horror movies. We're going to talk all kinds of movies, things, maybe TV shows down the road, anything in that related industry wise, or just a fun topic, just for
Yeah,
what the heck of it.
we're not on any set schedule, but yeah, we you know we're we're just trying to give you something different and try to give you our side of the story, which is kind of fun between two different generations, and also just you know what's going on during the week, and also a retrospective of a movie that we really love. And you could see my love for this movie, House. Obviously, last podcast, tune into episode 1 for Terrifier. You could see Garrett's love for Terrifier. Shocking that I wasn't happy with that, but no, I can appreciate some of that. But
It's okay. You
yeah,
know,
as we
this is the
go,
great
if you
thing
ever
about the young. We have to teach the old folks and show them, like, no, why you're mistaken.
see, this is where they come up with the term "you can't teach an old dog new tricks." Just remember that because our leg comes up and we just end up pissing on you. Well, listen, please like Garrett said, like and subscribe to our channel. We appreciate any comments, anything you have, any movies that you want to see us do. Please let us know. But please share it with your friends, share it with your family members, anybody that is a entertainment fan and that you know would love to hear us goofy ass people just talk about movies and bullshit and so forth. So yeah, Garrett, it's a lot of fun as always. Yeah. Anything else you want to say?
Uh, Honestly, buddy, just thanks for having me on as always, and just being here to get in to
Yeah,
do
brother.
this and just chat about movies is always a great time with you.
Yeah, brother. Always, man.
And
Always.
just I'm loving doing this, and honestly, yeah, I hope that we can keep doing this. And you wonderful folks, whoever's listening, please join us on our next movie topic
Which is
discussions.
Garrett's pick, by the way.
It's
Garrett's
my
pick.
pick, which I haven't 100%
Millennial pick.
decided yet. I'm going to surprise you
Millennial
all.
pick.
Ooh,
But tune in to watch House, folks. Watch the movie House. Because you'll know
yes.
what I mean when I say it's the house that did it, Roger. It's the house that did it.
Yes,
I love
go
that shit.
watch this movie, folks. It's a fun
It's a
time,
f-
and
it
you couldn't
is.
ask for anything more. Even if
Yeah,
we
man.
spoiled the whole damn movie, you know what? Every frickin' fucking trailer now spoils movies. Just go see this movie, have a great time, and eat some popcorn.
Absolutely, and it's free on Tubi, so you don't have to pay a damn thing to rent it. So, listen, brother, you take care. It's been real. Everybody go have some fun and watch House, and we will see you on the next episode.
Woo! Take care, folks.
Bye-bye, guys.